Dire team's turn to pick. Ten seconds left. Decided? 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to pick.
Ember Spirit.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Going to be something else out of left field here now that the Ember has kind of stepped into the equation.
Yeah. I was thinking they maybe want the Tide as well, because that's the other hero the Viper counters, and it's like classic Ice hero, but the concern now is like, can we deal with these waves being split push? Can we catch an Ember? Does Tide give you that catch? Not really.
Yeah, I kind of was going to say, I think a little bit of reach would be good for them, as Kyle puts it. Like, catch is kind of like stuns, while reach is the ability to extend for, like, against these heroes like PL and Ember. It's not enough to have stuns, because they can utilize their skills with Doppelganger and Remnant to kite you around, so you need to, like, jump on them immediately. A hero like PL, the way I describe it is, it's a good PL game when you can send illusions at a wave, like maybe Lance the range creep and then send illusions at it, and then walk away and feel very safe doing so. So heroes like Puck, and I'm not saying Puck's good here, but those type of heroes are really good against PL.
Well, Enigma, or is that just too ham? The black hole.
That would be sick team fight, but I think they need lower cooldown stuff, is the only thing I'm thinking here. Like something like a Beastmaster. Not that I'm saying I like Beastmaster either.
The hero I would have liked a lot, which was banned way long ago, was the Nyx Assassin. Yeah. That's the obvious Ember counter that gives them catch and chase and will force
I think something like that's good though.
Like Sanking, but Sanking is, I think, a bit rough. Like,
Meepo!
Wow! Jabs Meepo, it's back.
And that's exactly what we were thinking.
Oh, there's the Ice is going to play Lycan. This is something else.
I feel like PL and Ember are both pretty good against Meepo. But to be honest, I don't understand Meepo all that much. I feel like Lion is also pretty good.
What do you think? Do you think this is something planned all along, or that they just made this choice within that window of time right there?
They let the clock run down.
Yeah, this was not calculated in terms of, they were not from the beginning of the draft saying we're going to pick Meepo.
Well,
but they needed low cooldown catch, and Meepo certainly supplies that.
So you knew right away this is a Jabs Meepo thing, and I will I will plead that I do not know what that. I've never seen the Jabs Meepo thing. So can you enlighten us a bit on what we might be in store for? I know there was a brief period of like support Meepo back in the day a bit.
No, it's a core Meepo.
It's core Meepo.
It's core Meepo.
Okay.
He swaps to core. Mushu plays support.
That would make more sense.
Mushu's on Bane. This guy's he used to be a Meepo spammer, still is. Obviously, he's still playing. He won a game already in the group stage with the hero. He's very good on the hero. Plays it standard core way, you know. I think he rushed E-Blade into Hex in the game he did it. But
I was curious what his build was, just stat items, I assume.
Yeah, either Wraith Bands blink into Hex E-Blade or E-Blade into Hex, one of those.
Yeah, and I think Hex this game needs to be prioritized very highly, and I'm sure he knows that against this Ember PL. The root is either of the two heroes. They're going to catch both the Meepos.
Okay.
Now that's
well, they picked Nightstalker after the Lycan, so it's going to be nighttime quite a lot to get that HAL bonus. Doesn't sound all too bad. Meepo in lane is definitely very good against the Ember. I think this is a tough lane matchup for him, even though the Ember has escapes later on, which is probably where Jabs felt like, you know, there's certain matchups you feel really good about going mid against as a Meepo, and Ember is one of them. Like, heroes like Quap feel really good because you get the double and snare, you can kill her at level 3, level 4. There's a few matchups which you just know you're going to get a lot out of the lane.
I think this game is entirely predicated on the PL start for NEWBEE. I think I'm going to prioritize, or I think I'm going to give a little bit of favor to MINESKI's draft, because I think NEWBEE, who has a split pushing lineup, Ember and PL both take a little time to come online in order to split push fast enough, and Nightstalker doesn't split push. So I feel like MINESKI will be able to just walk down lanes and take objectives with the heroes they have, like the minute Meepo hits his power spike. And so I'm going to give them the edge on the draft here. The Meepo pick, I think, surprisingly good here.
Might be a fair amount of lockdown with a rocket barrage. Looks like Kaka will be able to make it away from the pesky rocket, but that may mean that MINESKI are going to be securing the extra bounty rune for themselves. They'll take 3 out of 4.
Yep. NEWBEE warded first, so they'll get the D-ward here, since I believe they saw MINESKI plant their observer ward. Kaka brought out a sentry, so should be a small little edge for them in this bottom lane. Mushi guesses wrong with his sentry, meanwhile.
Definitely going to want to keep my eye on this mid lane matchup to see how the Meepo Ember does unfold. While the matchup on paper seems to favor Meepo, we know SCCC to be kind of a world-class mid laner, so I'm curious to see how much experience you have. I know Meepo isn't really popping out too much in the Chinese pub scene, I imagine, so...
Yeah, dealing with heroes that you're not used to is definitely a factor for these players.
Yeah. I think both times they picked Meepo as being against one of the Chinese teams, you know. They're versus like an SCA team, they're like, no, you guys see tons of this Meepo pick in your pubs, but yeah. Even when it was a big meta pick, it was not really something in the Chinese scene.
Something we'll be keeping an eye on here as he leads out now 5-0. Ember still holds his own 4. Top lane, it's the Ice Lycan to match up against Moogie on the PL. Going to be tag teaming it with Faith here nearby on that Lion.
Seems to be doing fine. Ninja Boogie got the creep wave cut. He didn't... Oh, he got most of the wave, so at top lane, he's going to be able to pull the wave back nicely for Ice. This is always annoying stuff when you deal with like getting a full wave of experience and farm denied from you.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, the Kaka-Wisp going to be hanging out with KP's Nightstalker here. After a bit of dual harassment here to kind of shove back the gyrocopter a bit, but... what do you think about the quota here for what Nightstalker would like to do in that first night? When you're in like a Wisp dual lane situation here, are you still just kind of focused on doing your own thing, or are they going to want to have that early movement going even at first nightfall?
I think this Meepo is going to have a... I mean, he's free farming mid against this Ember. Not much Ember can do about it, so I think that it's pretty important that he makes a rotation sometime, probably towards the tail end of the nighttime, to shut down this Meepo while he's jungling. Yeah. Because if you let Meepo just get the snowballing start, as I kind of mentioned, NEWBEE's heroes take time. They do split push really well, but they take time to get there. And if Meepo just...
Oh, they're TPing in bottom for IO.
That's should be a freak up. Nope.
Well, the long tether to KP, who would have been already on the way out. He's eating some heavy damage there from the neutrals, but...
He accidentally slept himself on the Naga. It's a bit unfortunate.
To be able to get close enough. Still has that ensnare that'd be a little far now. Kaka wants to dance him with a bit. Boogie says, you want to come close? I'll hit you with that net. Spins it with the Riptide. The sap, not quite enough. Boogie wants it though. Moves in close. He's got 3 mangoes to help regen off that bit of tower damage, but they were thirsty for the Wisp. Couldn't get it though. Meanwhile, we see Ice contesting the pull camp here. He's going to run down Faith with some right clicks right now. But Faith's not having any of it. Wants to stun him within the camps. Can't quite get in front of him for the block. Well, Ice will be taking this wave with him.
It's a double wave. I mean, this is an offlane Lycan, and he's pretty much free farming. Like, obviously, he's at 8 CS right now, but he does have a double wave coming. And he's primarily a hero that needs levels. Like, yeah, obviously farm is important, but he will get farm if he has the levels. Because you can just jungle once you get level 3 wolves.
Yeah, Faith is trying to contest under the tower, but he's not going to be able to do a whole lot there. I like he brings under the tower. He's got the Quelling Blade. He's not afraid that if he has to last on this tower, he's going to get majority of it. He's up to 13 CS now.
Absolutely. I just think MINESKI's lineup's going to be way too fast for NEWBEE to deal with. I think it's going to come heavily on the PL's timing. Like, PL has to basically free farm, and then KP has to have massive impact during his first nighttime. Because otherwise, they need the combination of slowing down the timings of MINESKI and PL coming online.
Moves bottom lane, rocket and snare out for KP. Kaka tethered from the low ground, eating damage from the camp, but trying to be here for his bro. KP though now way too far from his ally, tries to turn back the other direction, eats the sap, but as you mentioned, there's the nighttime, there's the move speed. He chugs down a salve and he's going to be fine. Now they might turn things around. Kaka slaps back to his side, and they get on top of Boogie. Boogie calling out from assistance. Mushi steps over, holds onto a sleep and a sap. May need to use it here. He's committing it for Kaka. They're going to get the first blood, though. Mushi will exchange for the life of the Wisp.
Surprised Mushi didn't try Nightmare there. He had the mangoes if he wanted to use that instead of the brain sap, but he was going for the kill.
Maybe if he chugged down those mangoes, could have gone for a sleep and sap on one and the other, but felt like he had the calculation.
I like what they're doing bottom. I know they know they need to shut down the Meepo, but first things first, to like applying pressure on this bottom lane, it's just so free on Night Stalker. There's pretty much no carry in the game that can stand up to it. Even the Bane gyro is not enough.
Oh, I have Boogie in a bit of trouble as well. He wants that 5-minute bounty rune, and he's not even going to be able to get it.
Oh, he should have just stuck to his side and grabbed the safer one. Now they're going to lose both.
That helps things out quite a bit for the newbie side. It's a little surplus of gold for everybody.
But yeah, it is kind of a ticking clock. This Meepo's going to get treads up already, and the Blink Dagger is almost certainly next, and that's really MINESKI's go time. If they have Blink Dagger on Meepo and their core's in a place where they can fight, they're looking good, but right now their cores are getting pummeled.
Yeah, under the tower bottom lane. Bit of trouble here from Moon. Asleep from Mushi. They're trying to hold him off, but it's just a bit too much. Gyro tries to swing things out. KP eating damage to the tower, but the bottling Wisp gives him the sustain. Mushi wants to go in and try to go for the finish, but nah. Newbie come, they taketh, and they leave.
And Shrine's up, so they'll be able to just go heal the full immediately and recharge and go again. I just want to say that I think this is really important what they're doing bottom, but they have to transition into pressuring this Meepo before he gets his Blink Dagger, because otherwise I just think it's going to be too much for them to deal with. Yeah, they have Lion Stun, but at this stage in the game, that's about all they have.
The good news is that like Gyro's not going to be ready to fight. Like when this Meepo comes online, he ideally wants to have like that level 7-8 Gyro who has phase drums or something and can go run at people with him. But as it stands, this Gyro's going to have to kind of spend some time catching up.
Yeah, this Gyro's going to be more of a treated like a hard one, while the Lycan and
Boogie heads to the high ground on his side and is quickly welcomed by the arms of KP.
That's exactly what they need to do.
They're going to work right now. They're looking to disrupt the early momentum that MINESKI want to build for themselves.
Setting up the ward so they can just camp Meepo's jungle, and it's not really safe for him to be there. Not until it hits daytime, at least. And I think they saw Mushi cross the river there. Like they want to try and hunt him down a bit.
See, possibly Virgins here. Mushi was eyeballing this mid lane a bit. They did see him tell that Newbie are going to be ready for.
Gonna sleep into like triple and snare here if they want to go for that way.
Yeah. Got Boogie here as well. That and snare. Be enough lockdown. But SCCC seems a bit hesitant. Finally pops forward a bit. Now Mushi makes his move once he sees that. Oh my god, you couldn't see teleports come any faster.
Top lane, he's also diving. Might be in trouble on the
hard move for the Lycan here. He pops the shapeshift. First one of the game to run the hell out of there, and he's gone.
That's really important aggression by Mugi. He knows that they just have to not allow MINESKI to play the game that they want to play.
Bottom lane, deep dive under the tower. Kaka committing a deep look at the finish on the moon, but no, he got level 6. Drops the call down from the skies above and earns a double kill for the timing working out perfectly. And they may be treated to yet another kill as they see Faith and they blow him the hell up.
Disaster, but Mugi's still their timing. The problem is that just accelerated the rest of MINESKI, so that puts even more pressure on Mugi to hit his timing as the PL. This is basically a free game for him if he's able to get off to the point where he doesn't die to Meepo proofs.
Suddenly Gyro's like phase boots when he didn't even have money for the brown boots. Jabs is almost completed his Blink Dagger. That's a big turnaround for MINESKI. Really nice, because it felt like Jabs needed to rotate at some point, even pre-Blink Dagger, just because of how badly this bottom lane was getting beat down and dove at.
I'm really hoping that eventually they basically make a bait play with Mugi. This Meepo's going to rotate to his lane in the future.
Response play coming out from Newbie as they dive deep, looking to go for the boogeyman, and they will get him, but a response from Jabs moving in with the Poop City. Kaka's going to get blown up, and the ensnares. Going to be locking down SCCC. It's a double kill from MINESKI. You take one of ours, we'll take 3 of yours as it's a triple. Oh man, MINESKI taking it to the next level now.
This guy's fun to watch playing Meepo. None of this, like, the new Meepo style, you have to be super aggressive because you can't just sit in the jungle farm, get level 25 Acceptor like the old Meepo. Top lane, they're going to kill Ice. Hasn't really got an escape here.
In 2 seconds.
Tries to hide within the trees, but yeah, they'll eventually surround him.
No ult. But the key thing with Meepo now is you have to fight because you can't just farm. It used to be you could just jungle your way to victory.
I don't know, might be in trouble. The body blocks from Ice on the crit wolf. Just enough in order to bring him down.
From the grave.
Yeah, this PL is going to be the sole focus of Meepo with his aggression, I think. And they look like they're smoking all the way to top, and this is very important. They know that PL is the important hero, but yes, Faith actually breaks the smoke, and he's going to pay the price. Gank take extraordinaire.
Yep.
That's better than the alternative. They're still chasing Mugi with these creeps, but they'll be able to get him. They know the Meepo is Blink Dagger now.
You just have to make PL play scared, because PL is a hero that purely farms based on the fact that he's scared of dying or not. And if Meepo just shows up in his enemy jungle, he's not strong enough to push bottom on the PL yet, so he doesn't really have anywhere else to go.
You talked about PL's timing. Is it just the diffusal blade?
Yeah, it is the diffusal blade, but it's where you actually have to bait this Meepo into kill, like going on you once or twice in the early game while farming that diffusal blade. It's just so tough. I think that NEWBEE's lineup's going to be too fast. Or not NEWBEE, sorry, MINESKI's lineup.
Well, that's the thing. MINESKI's trying to play fast. NEWBEE, they want to just be able to beat the Meepo late. Battle Fury queued up by Ember.
Oh, they're relocating.
Here it comes. Meepo just assisted in getting the kill in the mid lane, and now they're going to take their business up to the top, looking to go for the grab on Jabs. They're successful. Boogie steps in to help out, but he doesn't have that song. Still only level 3. The little fish lady is going to be sliced up.
Really good play from both teams, actually. I just think NEWBEE knows, like, get this Meepo out of our face. We can't let him play like this. And the first relocate used really well. They just have to relieve the pressure and buy time, because if they buy time on NEWBEE, this game's theirs. They easily outscale them, like you said.
That's the kind of the bait play you were talking about, where they're going to use this relocate. Meepo goes in for a kill. They're ready for it. They basically counterplay him with a relocate in. If you've already used all the ensnares and poofs on your first target and someone like Ember gets relocated in, suddenly he's going to clean up that Meepo.
Yeah, and now the PL, even though he's not all that strong just yet, is able to rotate to the bottom lane because of the kills that they got top. And if they can force out another like...
Whoa, Ice, he just he just tethered into a Centaur stun. I don't know what that was.
God, he just went face first with Mother Nature. Got smacked.
I love the way Jabs is playing. Just follow this PL. Like, do not let him farm.
Yeah, he dies, doesn't matter. He's just right back to running at NEWBEE. Knows there's a small window where there's no pretty long window. The level 1 relocates 130-second cooldown, so he can play a lot safer with these ganks now that it's down.
And even though Ember's going to be building a Battle Fury, it's hard to explain, but PL's the problem. And so if you address the PL, like, you'll have the sheep stick for the Ember, and he's going to be an easy takedown later on in the game. So you just need to just make sure that this PL's timing is continuously slowed down. And they're actually going to smoke up on NEWBEE saying, we can't have this anymore. And Meepo, if Meepo's alive, our PL's not going to farm. And that's the point of this.
Even just Meepo being missing off the map in the jungle, you know, he can jungle with his secondary Meepos while sending the main one out to blink initiate smoke with his team. There is a nice deep observable which is continuing to scout out their movement though, so.
Courier flies right above, they don't care about that, they want to go for the better prize, and that's Lycan here nearby. They quickly silence him up, finish him off, jump in though from Jabs. They want to retort.
Aggressive.
Immediate move, trying to burst by the Ember, but Faith from the back rope nails him with the finger. He's going to help finish him off. Mushi could be next. A buyback to come from the Wisp as he wants to relocate back into the action here. It's by the side of KP. This one looks like it's going to be belonging to NEWBEE here. They already take 2 names. They want more. A jump now for Moon. Can he get the finish on the gyrocopter? He's wiggling within the trees, but eventually will be brought down. Ninja Boogie seems to be next. 4-man drop for NEWBEE.
Love it.
They really lack their sleep on MINESKI's side, and wow. You know, NEWBEE's like, this Meepo's going to hunt us down, let's just go 5-man run at them. And Meepo's not really strong enough to verse this like 5-man unit. If he goes in first basically, because Lycan gets picked, so he's like, alright, I'm going to counter-initiate him to go in, but he dies very quickly when it's not someone like Gyro running in first.
Yeah, and like you said, like, they can't really deal with this Meepo 1 by 1, but if they just focus him with the Lion Stun, that even though they have a split pushing lineup on the side of NEWBEE, Lycan and Gyro, as you said, they're not in the point where they are excited about fighting just yet. So you need to focus the Meepo before the other 2 heroes hit their timing, and you can still fight into them. And meanwhile, Peel just like pretty much wasn't there, which I think is a big deal for them because if they just give the Peel time, that Diffusal Blade will be absolutely massive. And then it's not the Diffusal Blade though. The Diffusal Blade timing is important. It's the next item after the Diffusal Blade that he needs to hit before this Meepo gets that Sheep Stick, or at least as close to the time that Meepo gets his Sheep Stick. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like something like a Shadow Blade type item on Peel. He'll probably still go for the Yasha, but I think Shadow Blade against the Meepo would be really good because it makes it really hard for the Meepo to find you.
Dire's top tower.
We'll see what Newbee's next move is. Relocate still down as they go hunting. Looks like MINESKI perhaps can take advantage of Finger and Relocate being down if they want to take some towers like up top.
Yeah, we haven't obviously seen too much from Ice at this point in the game. He's kind of bulking up for some sort of, you know, heavy moves onto the objective path, maybe even behind the back of Newbee later on if possible.
MINESKI's looking to win one fight around 20 minutes that gets them Roshan, and then one more fight which lets them take Rax. That's kind of their game plan right now. Like, they have this line, if you win a fight, like in Meepo, your base dies in 2 seconds. Roshan dies in 2 seconds.
Kaka gonna get sniped here.
They have a ward of that, or they just, how'd they know he was there?
His spirit balls were out, they might have seen it.
Oh yeah, they might have seen the balls.
Just casually. He didn't even know how much life the Wisp had, though. He was actually already half of its life, so.
Sometimes your balls backfire.
Damn, this brought you this big, delicious-looking smoothie, just like that, BSJ? Is that what you're getting?
Grace is a boss.
Wow. All right, good.
Shout out to Grace. Yoga instructor extraordinaire.
Yeah, and you guys were doing freaking yoga as I came in. Stuff. All right,
like an ulti looping around the mid lane.
Here comes the big bad wolf running down behind the corner. Now looking within the trees. Sees Fate. Fate, though, does not catch the stun, but he does get the immediate hex. And Ice is forced to run around, do a little do-side-do, and Ninja Boogie says, put them to sleep so we can safely make it away from this awkward engagement.
Yeah, Lion quite good against Lycan. Any support or just stunning hero that can defend themselves. This is very hard for Lycan to deal with, because if you just peel,
bottom lane,
he's dead.
Rush in from the Ember, locks down Little Meeps. Will slice him apart. SCCC making it look easy.
That's probably your rap name, Dakota.
What?
Little Meeps.
Little Meeps?
That'd be good for you. Just pointing that out, sorry, that's the first thing that came to mind. He is going Crimson Guard on KP. I like that build a lot against the summons of Lycan as well as the multiple Meepos and the Gyro Flak. It's actually an insanely valuable purchase this game. And I, despite picking MINESKI at the start of the game, am heavily in favor of what Newbee's doing this game. And they do catch the sleep on KP, a huge value target. It's daytime, but it could be his ultimate if he wants to try to live.
He's so tanky.
Wait out for the rocket. He tries to fly up and above, but Mushi's there waiting with the grip. A lot of work, though, even just to get down that Night Stalker.
I think you're right. They do need this. They need this Roche. I think this Sheep Stick's their time, and you said around 20 minutes, and I think that's what they want. But I have a hard time believing they can take Roche without killing somebody on the side of Newbee, and I don't think they can kill anybody without the Sheep.
I agree. It felt like the play Ice made, where he shapeshifts behind mid. Like, that's the kind of thing you need to do to just create chaos and enable Meepo to kind of blink in and find targets. But Meepo wasn't there for that. They need the other cores to allow Meepo to kind of come online in a team fight. If he ever gets initiated on or he's going in first, he's always going to die.
The potential confrontation, Faith happy to go deep here for some extra potential vision. He has a ward on the high ground there. Still this tier 1 in that top lane surviving. Scouted out, but they will see this heavy rotation. Potentially for MINESKI. Oh no, they're smoked up.
Yeah, they want to get the pick into Roche. This is the timing for them.
Oh, just on the other side of the sea is Newbee farming within their own woods. Are we going to see an invasion
themselves?
No, they're just going to go inside.
They realize their timing.
Illusions are coming to scout it out, though. They don't last very long, but they're coming.
They got to get out.
And they're spotted. The jig, it's up. Newbee's heading over. What's the call for MINESKI? They dip. Get Roche to just below half of its life. But the approach from Newbee. Feeling a bit hostile here. Yep. Committing in for Mushi a bit, and that's the sound of a fight. Here we go, running in, shapeshift, immediate silence, immediate stun. They're holding the wolf in his spot. Now the chains, this guy can't go anywhere.
Kaka may just die to the Necro books.
Kaka Get these things off me. He's trying to make it back and away.
That secured them rush, though, I believe.
Yeah, they're all the way back and away, and they go in for the finish behind the back play. It's successful. The saw that helps secure. A nice security blanket comes out from Ninja Boogie. They try to make it back in a wave. The late Remnant jump forward. They want someone to pay the price. SCCC.
What?
We're going to get the grab. Mushi sabotage. Sleeps his ally to get caught out.
That's just a debate. They're going to turn this with a Naga buyback.
Buyback comes in. Oh my god. The neutral grid's getting
the back line.
They're making a hard move. Mugi, though, still fighting it out. It's going to be Moon, though. Forced back on one end as they chase out KP on the other side.
PL's a serious issue right now. Mugi, like, they have no way of dealing with him other than the meatball.
He's going to TP away, though, but they're just dealing with the illusions right now.
Moosey shit playing some 6D chess right here.
Yeah, I guess we'll give him that.
They only get 2 supports for it, but either way, I think that's best case scenario.
Yeah.
They traded 2 supports for 2 supports, but obviously they're not.
They were very close to getting both. Ember used all his remnants and could have been chased down by Meepo. Same for the PL, who it just felt like Meepo, once he got the IO, didn't really latch onto his next target. It was very close to getting another big kill.
Woo! This sheepstick's going to change the entire game, though.
Yeah. See, if you're Ember playing against this, you're going to have to rush a Hex after this Blink, I feel. That's typically the play. And once you get that Blink Lincolns, like, this game is very easy for Ember to play against the Meepo.
At that point, he could have something like a Diffusal or an Ether Blade or something, I would expect.
But you always have that, like...
That's still, yeah, you have the reaction time.
Yeah.
And that's why Lincoln's is more viable on heroes like Ember, as we talked about yesterday. It's because once you get it popped, you actually have the ability to do something in reaction to it. Use one of your abilities to help you survive.
DD top.
Oh, that's valuable. Baller and DD. Whee! This Meepo will die in like maybe even like half, like a Sleight of Fist will take maybe half his health or more.
Yeah,
with a DD.
And as much as like the Meepo has a nice early game fast time against Ember, he hasn't punished the Ember pick, and this is where SCCC is going to scale very well as a Meepo counter.
You have to get this sheepstick and kill him. Kill the PL and Ember like once or twice each. KP does have that Crimson card done, which will be incredibly valuable.
Can't help but feel like we're not talking about the gyrocopter at all. Is he just kind of trailing a little too far behind on where he needs to be? I know he's going defensively for the BKB next. Will that enable him to kind of be able to do more in these fights?
He's just a hero, you know, in this game.
He's there with some damage.
He's just chilling. I mean, he's obviously impactful, but none of his timings change the game. The BKB will make him stronger, but it's all predicated on the Meepo hitting his timings before NEWBEE gets out of control, and they're pretty close to that stage. And so he's about to have this sheepstick. MINESKI, they have, what is it, like 2 or 3 minutes left on this Aegis? They have, yeah, about 2 minutes when he gets the sheepstick, and they have to make stuff happen.
The gyro at no point really feels like a big playmaker. He's never going to be able to deal with the Ember. He's never going to be doing anything crazy in the fight. If anything, it's like the Lycan we've seen with like the Centaur and just running in at the IO. He's the one who's actually maybe more important to keep an eye on because he's getting a lot more done in the team fights.
I mean, it's a first pick gyro. That's kind of what you expect when teams do this. Like they've learned PL is actually pretty good against gyro, so is Ember because the chains limits his mobility in fights. They're going to smoke up to the bottom lane. I don't think they're going to catch anybody on the side of MINESKI. They have no reason to play down there.
Wards, it looks like for Faith. He wants pretty deep. They are going to get circled, though.
Here we go. Smoke up from MINESKI as well on the top side, but there aren't any heroes up here.
So he did go Manta on Mugi. Curious to see if he goes the Shadow Blade or the Heart option. I think both are fine. Heart means he says, I need to be the damage soak, while Shadow Blade says he can actually be a setup for pickoffs, is oddly enough. A hero that's quite good at that against the heroes of MINESKI. He can actually kill a Lycan before he transforms pretty reliably, unless he has an AC complete, which is going BKB.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Help them kind of do a little bit more damage and ruthless
high
action.
ground. I think that's the play here.
I think they have to force them here.
They got 50 seconds of Aegis left.
Yeah, they don't want to like walk high ground, but they want NEWBEE to be forced to come back to base.
Yep. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, they're
actually gonna let it go. They're not gonna force the issue at all.
Yeah. And the smart thing here with NEWBEE is they're sticking bottom as 3, so even if MINESKI like 5-man rotate, bring in Meepo, they can IO relocate. So this IO Ember top can be anywhere on the map at any time.
Really good delegation of resources, like you said. This is PL's home. This is where PL's live, is this area of the map for anywhere around 15 to 25. They just want to sit here pushing in the lane and farming the jungle. Kind of protect. The reason why Manta is so useful in a game like this is because you don't feel comfortable showing in lanes against the heroes that MINESKI have. You can just get slept and die. And so the Manta serves as like a barrier where you protect yourself while pushing in the lane. and then back off.
Yeah, because you can't really push lanes with the normal PL illusions anymore.
Yeah, they're not long enough, exactly.
Yep.
And your Manta illusions duplicate, so they do push at least one wave, sometimes two.
Yep. He gets casual Crystallis, and now he's got the Lincoln speed up. More and more damage coming his way.
Yeah, he's going hard on PL. I think that's fine. I think both options are fine. One says, like, I don't mind getting gone on, which he has an IO, so that's probably a little bit better this game.
All right, but we're in this window where, you know, Meepo's got the sheepstick. That was supposed to be the big timing here. They finally smoke up now, but how long of a window do they have before it's just, okay, well, NEWBEE have just gotten too big now, so sorry. You missed your chance.
It's a little too late here, but...
It's definitely too late, but it's one of those things, even when your lineup should beat Meepo late game, you make one mistake, you lose the game.
Absolutely, yeah,
the game they won with Meepo, I think it was against Secret, was like, well, they probably should have lost that one, but, you know, Secret make a mistake, they get caught out, your base is dead.
This is the number of team fights they need to win this game in order to win it is one. Yeah.
Well, based on NEWBEE's disciplined play yesterday, I don't think they're going to allow too many.
Yeah, and I think NEWBEE's been playing really well this game.
Yeah. This is going to feel like a bit of a stretch. It's only a 2K advantage as far as the numbers are concerned for NEWBEE, but it does feel like things are going to get a bit more significant than that real fast.
Yeah, when the team that has superior late game is 2K ahead, it's quite different than the opposite way. Dude, that's just a lot of free Necro books for SCC. That's Triple C in the mid lane. That's like, just got 600 gold in summons.
Well, take that. Suppose a little bit of space window there for them to clear out that tier 2 on the bottom lane. Biggest reward, but there's a full team effort to kind of move down there and get something done.
I think MINESKI just resigned that this game is going late, even not by choice, but they have to at this point. They've smoked twice with the Meepo Hex, and both times found nothing. They didn't get anything with the Aegis. At this point, you're saying we use 2 smokes and Aegis, haven't found a pick. What do we do? Well, we farm for late game.
Yep, the way I look at this is that I actually think MINESKI can take this late game, but if they lose a single Roche, they don't win this game. I think is how it's kind of going. That MINESKI, like, both teams are going to know the importance of Roche. NEWBEE knows if they get it, they win the game. MINESKI knows if they lose it, they lose the game. So we're going to see a lot of play coming around like the top half of the map. Possibly like smokes that lead up to Roche. It's supposed to be spawning anytime in the next 1 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
So definitely need to pay attention to that. Neither team's strong enough to just barrel down a lane and take a tower. So in these type of situations, that's when Roche is always the objective.
That's why they're probably pretty happy they have this Naga Siren, because that's a very good hero for either securing them Roche or getting them out, as we saw last time.
Yeah.
We'll see. Wow, Moons. He had a butterfly queued up. Instead, he's going to get a casual Mask of Madness and probably go into the butterfly after this.
Yeah, it's something we've been seeing a decent amount after the BKB. It's like you're too squishy if you just go first item Mask of Madness for farm, but it's like I'm going to build into Butterfly Satanic later anyways. Why not just accelerate my mid game a little bit?
Yep. He sees the direction this game is going, and it doesn't really feel like a big clash is coming until that next Roshan. And it seemed, even to me, like, let's say NEWBEE could just give them that Roche, and I don't actually think it changes the game that much.
No, like I said, it's a status quo of MINESKI getting Roche and NEWBEE defending. Sure. And if that changes, MINESKI loses the game.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all I'm trying to... Yeah, I agree
that.
It's completely in the hands of MINESKI to keep getting these Roches. That's just kind of the nature of their lineup.
Yep. And the status quo seems to be, you know, even if they get that Aegis, they still can't find that game-breaking pick-off that's going to change the state of this game. And it's going to get harder with, like, Lincoln Sphere and Ember, for example. PL with a heart. These two heroes get a lot harder to go on.
Yeah, I'm really hoping BKB. PL goes, like, Shadowblade or Lincoln's. Like, just something that makes him even harder to go on once he has this heart. Like, the heart makes him super tanky, but he can still get bursted if he gets found by a Meepo Sheepstick.
Darkness called out. Are we going to see some action here? It looks like a jump, possibly. Moon. Defensive sleep from Mushi. No further pursuit at the moment from NEWBEE. KP thinking about jumping in. SCCC, Blink. Chains. The BKB going to be forced out. Gyro is
good against Gyro.
Released. Yeah, that seemed like little effort. Gyro just had nothing he can even do about it.
Luckily, no Roche for a minute, so BKB will be back up for that. Both teams will be posturing around it since they don't really know when. Luckily for MINESKI, they can scout it with these Lycan Wolves.
Scans we see there from Radiant as they check their secret, or rather their ancient camp side. There's going to be attention towards the Roche that is soon to spawn.
It's like sense of inevitability with NEWBEE's draft, where it just feels like, you know, at some point they're just going to be too strong and counter the Meepo too much with this Ember PL.
Yeah, the point is, I think the scary thing for MINESKI here is like Ember would win them fights and PL would help them push.
Oh.
But having both of them be so farmed gives them the equation to like win this game.
By the way, I got 15 with the Night Stalker.
Oh, so we forgot about that.
Yeah, how does that work? So is it only while he's tethered?
Yeah, you get the global. You get the global vision, the unobstructed vision when he's tethered, and the PL lags is no joke either, as we mentioned.
That will help a lot around the Roshan pit.
Yeah.
Giving this Night Stalker that vision advantage. You can see right on in. He's flying just now to quickly check.
Faith just needs to be like, I'm about to finger. Link up. Blast the AoE finger. That would be nice.
And the low cooldown. We actually saw that the other day. It's pretty funny the little things you can do with IO tether.
All right, more tension here.
Feels very tricky for MINESKI to get Roche.
Yeah, they just have to do what they did last time, where they can create some sort of distraction, whether that be lanes or chasing the IO with creeps like they did. They just have to. It takes them what, like 5-10 seconds to take Roche.
Yep.
So they just need to draw MINESKI away. Sorry, NEWBEE. The problem with this is that NEWBEE has Ember.
Yeah.
IO. There's like no way they can force them to commit somewhere else on the map without being able to show up to the Roche pit.
They ideally need to somehow get like vision on the IO so they can just run at him like we saw before with the Necroblocks, but right now MINESKI's warding is being completely countered by NEWBEE. There's no vision that's really relevant anywhere on the map for MINESKI.
I would actually love to see a Radiance on the Lycan. Like after the AC?
Okay.
It seems weird, but I actually think they need, like, it's so good against PL. Maybe the Naga. I guess you get to build it onto Naga too.
Yeah, and just
but
transition
it's such a hard counter to PL. At all stages of the game, the AoE mischance reduces all of his damage by 17%, and it helps you find the real one as you're chasing him down. It's so good at all stages coming from a PL player. Like, it's so annoying to deal with. They eventually need one if they're going to win. Like, because we've established they're probably not going to end this game in the next, like, 10 minutes.
Naga has queued up an Agnum Scepter, so she's going for the vocal medic kind of a thing here.
How much percentage heal is it? It's like 8%. 10%. Wow. Almost a full heal for the entire team. I don't think that's how they win fights, though.
Yeah, it's going to perhaps heal someone back up after, like, Ember does a big cleave, but guess what?
He's going to do it again.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a fight winner. He hasn't fully committed to buying any pieces yet, but I don't feel like that's the item this game.
I really think a late game Radiance will make a difference here. It's usually something I don't recommend.
They need to address these lanes. Like, look at bottom right now. Lycan doesn't really want to go down there when there's a potential Roche standoff. You'd much rather send a Naga illusion with the Radiance, push it out.
And they'll need that eventually.
It's Gyro mid, by the way. Oh my god, he just lost all his health and mana.
The Boogie.
Those his PL illusions.
I mean,
that's a little preemptive, but probably like better be safe than sorry, I guess, if Gyro goes down. But you might just lose Roche because of that.
Yeah, they go right in on that Q.
You're hit by 1 Searing Chains and like 6 PL illusions and just died.
They are going to contest, I think, on the side of MINESKI.
Looks like it. Boogie's going in first. Just waltzes on in, hits him with a little bit of a riptide. I don't even know if we found good connection here. Roche is not dying the fastest, though. Sleep. Bushi, self-sleep. Hanging up on the high ground. Now the move in, the call down. Quick slash and dash of Ninja Boogie. He's going to be forced to buy right back. Mushi now eating the swarm of the PL. Going to get gobbled on up. He buy back a well. Jabs on the other side. They're fighting right out the front door of the Roche pit. Moving in is going to be Ice 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 with the shapeshift. Jabs isolating, looking to finish off. It gets the takedown, but Ember hitting it home with the damage here onto MINESKI. It's trouble for him, and they're going all in with the buybacks too. They know they need this Roche, but it's Moogie doing way too much work. Rampage for the PL.
Did we mention that MINESKI thinks they need this Roche?
Easy going for it.
Throws in the ensnare, but the Roche goes down. The Age is going to get picked up. It's in the Ember's pocket. This game feeling all but certain now for NEWBEE. This puts him up 10K of a net worth advantage. The XP the same.
One Sleight of Fist got like full HP Meepos down to about 10%, 20%. That's Ember right now. And if he finds a DD rune, we're going to approach 40 minutes. There's going to be a lot of DD runes on the map. You're probably going to one-shot Meepo if he's cluttered up.
Problem is that Gyro is not a hero that deals with PL. It just doesn't. And they inevitably needed the Meepo to deal with PL, and that's why I kept emphasizing that PL's timings were so important. Like, even though Ember is cleaving everybody, PL's just in the middle of everyone not dying. And that's exactly how PL wins games, and he's... Because of the fact that they have this lead now, he doesn't have to go for these like elusive items. He can just tank up and like the butterfly damage item. Meepo's never building MKB, Lycan's never building MKB. So he's virtually unkillable, does a ton of damage, you can't ignore him. PL, despite Ember Sleight of Fist being so much damage, PL is the unsolvable problem that they have. And actually just forces him, he's just gonna die.
Yeah, he's a problem for Moon right now.
Oh, wow, the juice.
Uke City? Right in the corner.
He had to fog him just like that. PL does too much damage.
Here comes Shapeshift, Necro Book. A long chase here. They see Faith trying to juke his stun. Hit him with the Purge. They're chopping him down. Little Lion, the ensnare will help get the finish. It's a little bit of something here for MINESKI.
They might relocate this.
But yeah, we could see the turnaround here for NEWBEE. If you want to jump into action. Eyes on Kaka and Moogie in the bottom lane. Oh! Ambush! Jump and play. Jabs tries to get the move onto Kaka, but it costs him his own life.
Yeah, Moogie does way too much damage.
This PL is too much of a problem, it would appear, and the relocate to the top lane will help him get the takedown of Ice.
That is well and truly game over now.
NEWBEE just really at another level at this point.
I'm so glad to see this PL pick this game. When you pick Naga bait supports, I feel like a lot of these teams have kind of just forgotten sometimes that supports are incredibly one-dimensional most of the time. Like, they have a way that they deal with you and their kit. Like, they don't have items, right? They just build, they just have their stuns. And the PL is just like, they have nothing to address it. Like, at any stage in this game, and that's why it was so important that the Meepo had to shut it down, and then they shut down the Meepo early. But we'll let the game play out. Bane dying in his own fountain, pretty much. But it's just like, if the Meepo was the only hero that they had to deal with the PL, if Meepo gets slowed down, which they did a great job of, that rotation at 6.5 was like the start of it. And then you said the bait play that they had, that, I mean, it just slowed down Meepo's impact, which sped up PL's.
Right.
Our last draw.
Yeah, final hurrah for MINESKI. If they can get a home run of a defense here, maybe it will entice them to stay in the game, but it's not looking so good.
Too many illusions.
Moogie is just waiting out the front door, not allowing him to get out safe and securely. Ice does find a path to run through the team and try to go for Kaka, but he's not going to be able to eat the ball.
The gyro ulti.
Drop down, call down, and it's not going to help.
Almost.
Moon's gone. It's over. The white flag is raised. Towel's tossed. Whatever the hell else you want to say. It is game one, NEWBEE. In this
Plus
best
a surprise.
Yeah.
I think that MINESKI's been looking good most of this tournament, and NEWBEE blazing through this lower bracket.
I don't think MINESKI played bad by any means here. Like, they had a clear game plan coming in with the Meepo pick. The bottom lane could have gone a bit better, perhaps, but...
I would argue that NEWBEE played that flawlessly. Like, I think that they recognized the exact way MINESKI went that game. And they just said, Meepo's not going to shut down our PL. We're going to